Yeah, good morning, wonderful people. Welcome to the program. This morning, this is Bystanders and Newstars. I'm Christian Chuku. God bless you. Today is the 1st of February 2022. 2023. I will say Happy New Month to you all. This morning, watching us wherever you are watching from. Happy New Month. May God make His blessings rain on all of us. We are right here in Ogba to get people talking on the reports that we have on the newspaper headlines this morning. Abiodun Jagun Street is the place, and we have the bystanders, the newspaper stands here, and we have our analysts that are here to do justice to the newspaper headlines. It's a calm morning in the city of Lagos, and as we kick off, let's look at the Nation newspaper and also the Nigerian Tribune. Still cash. Nigerians are cash strapped. No new Naira notes. No access to new Naira notes. If you even have access, if you're lucky to get at the ATM, the limit now is 5,000 if you are not using that bank. But if it's your bank, you are going to be having 10,000 Naira withdrawal from that bank. So Nigerians are cash strapped. The central bank governor met with the House of Representatives yesterday, and we had new revelations. Deadline shifted, but only CBN after February will be receiving the old Naira notes. Only CBN will be receiving the old Naira notes. Let's start with the Nation newspaper this morning. Emefiele, banks to blame for scarcity of new Naira notes. Banks to blame for the scarcity of the new Naira note. Like I said, I was at the bank yesterday to get some cash, but we had reports that somebody got into the bank and an alleged report and got some money out. Despite the fact that we had people waiting for so long, for hours, and could not get any withdrawal. He got big money out that was in the new Naira note. So that's what we're facing this morning. Traders are rejecting cash transfers. Some people are saying that I need cash. I can't operate my business without cash. Most traders on the streets are rejecting transfers. We have an app that can be used to transfer fake alerts. So let's Central Bank of Nigeria, let the NCC, the Communications Commission, and let the DSS educate Nigerians on an app whereby you can be sent credit or debit alerts on your phone, and it will show exactly your account balance and the money sent to your phone. Probably somebody wants to buy something like plantain from a plantain seller, and the plantain seller sends an account. Probably through this app, there might be a fake alert. Still, it will show your balance and also the money sent to you. So let the federal government be aware of this. Good morning. Let's start with the Nation newspaper. Like I said, Emefiele, banks to blame for scarcity of new Naira notes. CBN chief to Nigerians, you won't lose your old notes. Deadline extension likely. Yes, we have this. We have seen the new Naira being used in parties. What we saw being stamped on people at parties were packages of the new Naira notes, which means banks had breached certain aspects of the guidance notes we gave to them. Yes. Banks are to blame for the scarcity of new Naira notes. Central Bank of Nigeria Governor Emefiele said yesterday, he said some of them have not complied with a directive to only load the new notes on automatic teller machines. That is, Emefiele said, instead the banks have been handing out bundles to individuals who spray them at parties. Cash-strapped Nigerians have been toiling to withdraw money from ATMs across the country. Banks have stopped issuing the old notes, which will cease to be legal tender on February 10th, but the new notes have been scarce. Emefiele, who clarified that old notes can still be deposited after the extended deadline, said anti-graft agencies have been sent after airing banks and officials. Let them be prosecuted. Then we'll have a belief in the system. In Anambra State, yes, Tinubu promises prosperity in Cross River and end to erosion in Anambra. The crowd was massive. The rally was massive in Dr. Alex Ekweme Square in Oka. Yes, attended by a huge crowd of party faithful and supporters. Yes, I have Mr. Matthew. Good morning.
Good morning, Mr. Christian.
Okay. Let's start with the fuel supply. I went to Agidimi this morning. I saw the queue. It was like almost a kilometer. That is in the city. So, what is happening?
Thank you for having me.
Annex said it's going to affect their logistics.
Thank you for having me. I think it is very clear who should address the issue of the crisis in the oil sector. The president doubles as the president and the substantive minister of petroleum resources. And NNPC is the sole importer of petroleum PMS. And marketers have consistently maintained that NNPC is not selling direct to them. They sell to other people who in turn sell to them. So for me, from the available indices, I think if I want to speculate, my speculation would be that the price of refining may have increased abroad.
Speculation.
And the NNPC do not want to absorb the increase. So they now diplomatically push it to the masses by way of not selling directly to the marketers, selling to individuals who in turn sell to the marketers. But I think the government should come clean on this. If you are deregulating, come clean on it. Let us know you are deregulating. If you are removing if you are adjusting the subsidy, let us know you are adjusting and let us know how many percent you are subsidizing. We are keeping everybody in the dark and allow people to speculate. I don't think it's healthy for our economy.
What's the place?
Knowing fully where the impact of PMS in our economy has multiplier effects. Whether that affects PMS affects every other human endeavor in Nigeria. Like just as you mentioned, that INEC is already saying that it's going to affect their logistics. But I think they should be proactive enough to liaise with some depots to have direct supply with all the vehicles that they need to deploy for purpose of moving their materials, both sensitive and non-sensitive. Because nobody will want to take that as an excuse.
Okay, we are not talking about subsidy here. Subsidy. If subsidy is eventually removed, that means we are going to be having a little higher than what we are having today.
If subsidy is removed, what it means is demand and supply will start fixing the price. It means marketers will have leverage to start importing independently and start selling depending on how they buy. It means competition will set in. But why personally I would say we are not ready for the regulation is, one, it is going to affect, the price will definitely increase astronomically. And that will affect every other human endeavor in Nigeria. So I'm of the view that since Dangote Refinery will soon come on board, and since Nigerian government through NNPC have acquired 20% equity in Dangote Refineries, and since Dangote Refinery in stock capacity of 650,000 barrels per day is more than what Nigeria need to consume on daily basis, and since Nigerian government through NNPC have secured some contractual agreement with Dangote Refinery to be supplying Dangote Refinery 300,000 barrels a day out of the 650,000 it needs per day. So I think Dangote Refinery will sell to Nigerian markets. So I will prefer a situation.
Would there be kind of monopoly in that?
If you call it monopoly, Dangote is a businessman. If you call it monopoly, it will still be better than importing refined products. Because Dangote Refinery is in Lagos here. And if you are refining here, the only transportation cost you are incurring is moving it from Lagos to Ogun State, Kano State, Jigawa, Plateau, Anambra, Bayelsa, and so on and so forth. So the cost of bringing it from abroad will have been removed. And some other cost. So for me, I will want a situation where, however it is, let government manage the situation until Dangote refinery starts operation. Nigerian economy will be
Looking
better
at
for
the
it.
Naira redesign, the CBN governor said that kidnapping and banditry has reduced as a result of this policy.
The area I want to first of all speak to, where you said the bank
The
should be blamed.
yeah.
I want to tell the CBN that we should not wait until we start blaming the commercial banks, because CBN have supervisory power over the banks, commercial banks. So, just like I have said, before now there have been allegation of commercial banks holding the Naira notes, diverting it, and I think there are some evidence with some Nigerians spraying Naira note in bond parties. So I think the right CBN through their official agencies to move.
Let's have Emefiele.
So I'm saying that rather CBN asking us to blame commercial banks, CBN should do their job by moving into action to start investigating, arresting those unscrupulous, unpatriotic bank officials who perhaps may be holding or diverting the Naira notes. Because we can see some pictorial and video evidences of some people spraying bundles of the Naira note in parties. So to that extent, I think the allegation of the Naira note being diverted by bank officials may be real. But CBN should ensure that they deploy their personnel, just like they are deployed, that they are not doing enough as far as I'm concerned, deploy their personnel to go and start nipping it in the bud. That's why I was saying that I was happy when I read about a director of CBN who went to Ogun State and he was able to discover a bank that hoarded about 4 million naira of the new Naira notes. So, and from the account of the director, he did say that the banks should not hoard the new Naira notes, that they should load it in the ATM machines, and that if you get exhausted, they should follow the right channel to reach CBN to get more. And again, the over-counter transaction, CBN has said that don't give new Naira note to people through the counter. Load it in the ATM machine.
Okay.
So I think CBN need to do more by going around to arrest those Nigerians who are trying to sabotage the effort and the policy of CBN. We are not comfortable to just rely on the statement of the CBN by telling us that we should blame the banks, commercial banks. Rather than blaming the commercial banks, CBN should do their supervisory role and get in conjunction with anti-graft agencies like ICPC, EFCC, and get those unpatriotic Nigerians who are bank officials, who are giving this chunk of new Naira note to politicians, some influential Nigerians, to go to parties to start spraying.
Okay.
So I'm saying that we are not going to rely on that statement to start blaming the commercial banks. Rather, CBN should do their job to nip it in the bud.
Okay, let's look at the advantages of this Naira policy. Some of the advantages. I said the central bank governor said it has stopped kidnapping.
I think chief among them is CBN monetary policy being effective.
Okay.
Because you have a situation according to CBN where you had about 3.23 trillion in circulation. Out of that total amount, only 2.27 trillion is outside the banking system.
Okay.
And according to CBN, since they started this policy up to last Sunday, they have realized 1.9 trillion, which represented 75% of the 2.27 trillion. So for me, that is a huge success. But again, looking at kidnapping and what is sought to do, I think I'm not too comfortable with the position of CBN and others because what's it called? Kidnappers have multiple choice option of how ransom could be paid. So what I'm trying to say in essence is the government through the security agencies should do their job and protect Nigerians. If you protect Nigerians as police, as army, as navy, as air force, as CSS, it behoves on the government to protect the people. It's a mandate. It's incumbent on the government to protect the people. The constitution is unambiguous about it. The constitution says the welfare of Nigerians and their security shall be the primary purpose of governance. And as we speak, Muhammadu Buhari is the president and the commander of the armed forces. And if Nigeria is being protected under Buhari, Buhari is not doing anybody any favor. Rather, he's performing his constitutional responsibility.
Okay, let's move on. We had Tinubu in Anambra State yesterday, and we also have a report that police have stopped the planned APC rally in Niger State over a security threat.
I read about that Niger issue. From the account of the
Security
police,
threat.
they took over the venue and stopped the rally. Because according to them, but again, you see, there's a saying in my language that if there's fly perched on the child's head, you kill that fly. You should show that fly as evidence. So I think what the police needed to do is to show the evidence that what they did is to avert a possible security threat, so that it doesn't give room for speculation. But otherwise, APC can start accusing police that somebody somewhere is using them to disturb or delay their campaign. So I'm not saying that if they have genuine intention and if they have credible, actionable intelligence, that they should not do the needful. But I think evidence is needed in this regard.
Thank you very much.
Thank you for having
Mr.
me.
Matthew, for your contribution.
Edo can never be Lagos. Lie. Edo will be stronger. My brother, did you see the riot? Did you see the riot? Did you see the protest that just happened? Edo will get out. I give it to Oba Atokwe. He said, if Nigeria can be like Edo people, all this suffering will not be suffering today. I'm telling you, all this hunger.
Edo people not Nigerians.
We are not Nigeria now, the way it is now. I'll tell you why. 2 days ago, we come out and went to the governor office and said, look, they have to do the needful. What is the needful? There's no way we selling fuel to 600 naira.
700
And now they are
naira.
giving us order now that we should go in a filling station that is selling above the pump price and the money is the filling station. Now everybody's cooperating there. Can Yoruba do that? Can Igbo do that?
Let's not bring Yoruba and Igbo.
My brother, say, hold on. It's time now to open up. Open it. Shit they smell. Mess they smell. Let's say it. Why are you hiding? Go and fight for your mother's
So
land.
that if Lagos does not carry this protest, it will not go far.
My brother, Lagos, before they protest for Lagos, who are the one protest for Lagos? It's same Edo people.
You know the
Another
answer
tribe.
started in Edo Delta.
Started in Edo.
But if Lagos did not carry out their own, it would have not made sense.
I understand, but don't mention that
So
the
let's
same
not
people.
compare Igbo Yoruba here.
See this time around. Mention your mother's name.
Answer your mother's
The
name.
way Nigeria is going now, come, it's like we are not in this country. The way I'm saying it now. Are you comfortable now? Are you comfortable now? Are you okay now? After your money in the bank, you can't collect it. Are you comfortable? Yesterday, I came home yesterday, go to bank POS, I cannot even get 1,000 naira. Now, 1,000 naira, they will remove 100 naira or 200. Your money. And Nigerians are watching.
No,
They are just,
POS, so it's not the bank.
if, there's no money in the bank.
There's no money.
This money have been printed and given all these politicians. For them to share, they are afraid.
That's what the Emefiele said. He said banks.
Emefiele is a useless man. He's a
Scarcity.
politician. Forget him. I don't want to hear
Banks
Emefiele.
scarcity of new naira.
Emefiele is useless because a president is a politician. He brought 100 million to go and collect from because they did not allow him now. Now he's trying to wicked. I imagine yesterday, but Emilio come say they want to spoil our government from 200 naira to 1,000 naira per dollars. Who is he referring to? Referring to why anytime Tinubu made mistake, he stage, then all his supporter and media aid will rush and try to correct it.
Oshomole is part of his media aid.
That one a monkey. Oshomole is a monkey. He doesn't have
He's a donor.
that one that be sold. We have disowned Oshomole. Oshomole, we have disowned you in Edo State. We disown you. Oshomole. My brother, the Nigerians are angry. And the anger, I don't know why they're keeping it. I don't know why.
Nigerians are not angry because if they are angry, they will not allow all these things happen.
My brother, you see, I don't know.
They should have surrounded the
I ask myself, you want to change money, people's money? Why can't you make provision for both of this era? Even the old one, the new one, you are not seeing it.
They say it is the banks that are to blame
Which
for the
bank?
scarcity.
Which bank? Which bank?
You just said they are diverting the money.
I want to the politician. Okay, let me ask you. Now, go and check this Blue the Change. They are holding new Naira, selling it.
Yeah.
And we say we have SSS, we have the EFCC. Can you see the corruption index? The corruption index under Buhari. And Buhari say, I am going to fight corruption. And the worst one, Emilio Kon, he said, I brought Buhari, I brought everybody. Emilio Kon is shouting, is crying. Emilio Kon is crying. Say, I brought Buhari, now you are going back. What is happening to this country? It's a madness I feel everywhere. You cannot walk now and match somebody. He will shout, he will slap you. Are we Banana Republic? Even the one that is not like this. What is happening to this country? And we have a president. Look at Buhari in Kando. He was disgraced, shameless.
No,
they
said that
and
they planned.
Don't forget, he used to use Kano to boss.
No, he said those people that threw this were sponsored by politicians.
Which politicians sponsored
and terrorists?
Listen, the governor told Mr. President, my people are angry because they don't have Naira in their pocket. Don't come. After 2 days, he went to Asorok and meet. He said, you are free now to come. And don't forget the people are angry. They're angry. Well, you don't have money, no water, no electricity is zero, transportation is zero, food zero. That person, you suggest that person to do anything like. You are waiting for them just to be pouring fuel to pump themselves. That's what they are waiting for. It goes to start.
Okay. Tinubu in Anambra, he said promises prosperity and to end erosion in Anambra State. That's the APC.
What concerns Tinubu to erosion? People have not eaten. You talk about erosion. We have not eaten. The Anambra people need the environment where they can do business. They need the light to do their business. They need good environment to do that. Let me tell you, my brother, Tinubu, what Tinubu is supposed to have done, and not only, let's agree Tinubu, this is party. I expect Tinubu to quote, but sit down, say, look, no fuel, the people are angry, they are not happy. How do you think APC will win this election? I get to be, please do something. Just like INEC went to an APC, begging an APC, please supply fuel to us. For motorists to move, otherwise the election will not hold. And Buhari is sitting down there going up and down. Commission which project? The project is a project airport that Udwa built under Jonathan. About the commission before they went out of office, all the way they brought all the money and give to Chinese to build a way. About the commission, they went out of office. Tell me, and they say Emiloko to Lagos. You show me the buildings that Emiloko built in Lagos. PROT. How many Lagosian entry PROT? Lagos rice, Eco rice. Where is Eco rice? Where is it? Have you seen anyone? Why are they deceiving us? Why? See, when PDP was there, everybody was hammering on PDP. 2015, 2014, Abi? Everybody. Today, we have to hammer APC too. For 8 years now, Nigeria have been derailed. frustration,
As Minister of Yam,
anger.
you are not doing.
Where is
You are not
where is
doing
the
your
yam?
work.
Where is the
You are
yam?
not doing your work.
People are not going to farm.
You are not. Yeah.
People are not going to farm. How are they going to get yam?
You are failed.
I am a minister of yam in bus stop here, not Nigeria. I'm a minister of yam and food in bus stop here, not Nigeria. The minister of agriculture, where is it? Ogbe. Buhari brought Ogbe, he said he's the Messiah. Ogbe failed. He went to bring his brother again. You see, the point is that when you bring your brother to work, you can't be able to discuss with them. If brother has shared this post round, I don't think he post, everybody will be shouting. Everybody will do that needful. But you brought your brother who are not competent. Now, look at my brother. What is paining me? Nigerians are smiling, enjoying, waiting for on the 25 for them to vote. What of you don't reach 25? You die because of no money, hunger. You know why? I have not seen passenger and conductor giving themselves blow. It has not happened. Maybe that is why Nigeria is still the last thing that Buhari will do. Buhari has failed. Tinubu has failed. Osibajo nowhere to be found. That one says it's the worst. It's the worst.
You have also failed.
No. I said I am a minister of yam in bus stop here, not Nigeria.
You have failed in the bus stop now.
Where is it know when they supply go say yam?
Okay.
So please, politician, you are shameless.
3 minutes. Good morning, my brother. Good morning, my brother.
Good morning.
Okay, let's move. Emefiele banks to blame for scarcity of new Naira notes.
Of course, Emefiele has done his best with the policy and all that in order to tighten the grip so that there will be no loopholes for coming 2023 general election. Emefiele has done his best, but we find out that these banks are also part of the corruption we are talking about. We find out that a lot of bank officials are also leaking the assholes of these politicians. So they feed from these politicians, a lot of the commercial banks. So therefore they play side with these wicked politicians who is also frustrating the effort of the CBN. But I thank God, God will shame them.
Amen.
Very soon. I know the CBN has the capability and the capacity to overturn whatever decision illegally the commercial banks has been operating on. I know it will stop.
Okay, he has extended the date.
Yes, but he didn't fully extend it.
But it's only commercial banks can still. Commercial banks, no, central bank.
Only central bank. So if you have trailer load, that's one of the good things I understand. You see, that is where to capture these wicked politicians who has been embezzling our money. He gave them till 10th. Can you imagine the level of embezzlement that has gone under this administration and Nigeria at large? Right from the days of PDP, nobody should be exempted here. Even the days of the Abacha, Lut, and Babangida also.
There's some currencies that are 13 years.
Yes, that is what I'm saying. The PDP government are not exempted. So therefore, the looting that has been going on, imagine my fellow citizens, if they should have used this money judiciously, today we should have been comparing ourselves with one of the greatest nations among the world. Because of the corruption intake that has been going on in this country. And nobody cares to close that loophole. But I thank God whatever Buhari also is doing, I'll commend him little on that aspect. Because I don't just blame somebody on a larger scale. I go by preference. Okay. What he has done and what he has not done.
Tinubu in Anambra yesterday. You saw the crowd.
I saw the crowd. Yes. It's a welcome crowd anyway. That shows you that the Igbos are not tribalistic and they are not partisan. They are everywhere. When you come out, if you have a good message to tell them, they will come out and listen to you. Same thing. I applaud him for the crowd. I didn't really expect that much crowd, but I think he actually pulled weight. He also showed me that you still have some people in the southeast who still love the Westerners. And that is why I always preach peace. We are brothers. We don't need to fight, irrespective of the political differences. What they've done over time has always been using tribalism and ethnicity with regionalism and what have you, to actually divide us. So, but this time round, we are not going to allow that. And that is what you are seeing in the face of Anambra at the heartbeat Obi's home. You get that kind of crowd, massive
He
crowd.
said
But
Peter denied Jesus.
even he denied him 3 times, but he was one of the greatest Jesus has ever recorded in his ministry. To be his disciple. He is the best. Go and ask
On this rock.
ever. Because that was a rock where Jesus or God himself built his, upon you I shall build a solid rock.
Upon this rock, I'll build my
Build
church.
your church. And upon Nigeria, the Lord will still build his church. Upon Peter again, in Nigeria, the Lord will still build his what? Being the solid rock.
Okay, banks to blame for scarcity of new Naira notes.
Yeah, we've just
Okay,
discussed it.
I've asked you that
Yeah,
one.
because
Let's look at attacking our politicians. In Kano, Buhari received a dose. Now they have cancelled APC rally in Niger State over security threat.
see, a place where you failed, a place where you failed. Are you getting what I'm saying? This is a clear message to every Nigerian that a place where you failed, and there's nothing you can do about it. You see, it has not. This is just the beginning of it. Listen, they attacked Obi in Castina. They attacked Buhari in Kano. Kano has always been the bedrock of Buhari's exposure in terms of politics before he got to the power. But today, they've turned against him because, one, he has not done a lot in his campaign promises. Buhari as individual has not done what he came out to promise us. He said change, but he made us to understand which people didn't even buy to his idea that he's going to change everything from top to bottom. And that is what he has done. Because everywhere you go, insecurity is from top to bottom. He has achieved, but he has not really achieved what he promised us. He told us in 3 months, that is 90 days, in 3 months that he's going to make sure he dislodged Boko Haram. Not knowing he actually dislodged Boko Haram to wake up a lot of Ansarus, headers, a lot of other militias. And what have you? And he cannot even unite the nation. Now, we are talking about unity. What I believe has to be unity, it is when the 3 major tribes comes together to say we are okay, enough is enough. And where you can get it right is because you've gotten the president from the north, president from the west, president from the south. So if you go by it, I'll tell you categorically clear, for unity to abound, there must be a clear picture, which has to be the southeasterner, has to be the president.
Okay. Yeah,
Go by it.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome, my brother.
Yes, I have my.
And happy new month to you, and happy electionary month to you all. Make sure your PVC, you have it, and make sure you are on ground. On that very day, vote and vote wisely. Make sure you prevent your vote from being stealing by all these wicked politicians who want to mortgage our future. Say no to mortgage of future by collecting T-pence. No more T-pence. We are not going back to the trenches. Thank you very much.
Have my Oga. Good morning. Honorable. Good morning. Let me raise it a bit so that we can. Like we are looking at attacking politicians. I asked him the same question. I don't know whether you're going to respond to that.
Actually, we expect reactions from the citizens when they achieve is going beyond expectation.
Yeah.
So the reaction is what we are seeing, like throwing stones, reactions everywhere. It's still going to continue or worse than that if things is not changed. They have to come into resolutions to solve these current action on citizens. So there's no way you will be children and you expect him not to cry. So that is the reactions of Nigerians to this flawless government of APC. We have been facing it, and Nigerians are realizing that APC has nothing to offer for Nigerians. That is the part of
A planned rally in Niger State has been stopped over security threats.
Yes, APC has nowhere to go especially in North, they are angry with APC. And I've been saying it.
I think APC, that's the strong base of.
I've been saying it. You know, if Northerners want to change their will, they always show it by their action. In 2015, when they want to move from PDP to APC, that is the same reaction you are seeing. And this is the same thing is happening right now. They are moving en masse to PDP. There is no way all the vote in North, 80% is going for PDP. Right? That one is certain. Unless you don't know, you didn't see the current situation in North. North is not ready to hear anything. The same thing applicable in Bauchi, you remember? When he about to make a speech, they off the light and start shouting. That shows they knew where they are going. And most of the even APC current sitting in as assembly members, reps, Senate, they are decamping to PDP. In Castina, in Kano, Kebbi also, several states like that. So you are expecting huge votes from
What of the Southwest?
Southwest. We are going to.
That is
We are going to share this Southwest the way I'm seeing. If you see Oshuna, because of that rubbish, idiots, the judges he delivered on Friday is affecting that state. Although they will lose before, but I'm seeing that gap to be widening now because people are revolted with the current
the judgment given by the
tribunal. He has waited that what we are trusting to give us a
confidence.
Trust, a confidence on beavers, electronic voting. APC is discrediting it. That is how it looks like. The INEC now telling us they hike the server and hike their stuff. That everything is going to resolve in appeal court. And we trust that with the way we see things, APC cannot have their way.
Okay.
In Southwest, you are mentioning, we have 6, and I've seen APC will just try in 3, but we will lose 3.
Okay, Lagos inclusive 50-50.
No, I see Osun, Oyo, and Ogun State specifically.
Osun, Oyo.
But the Lagos is a tight battle. We will see what we have.
Okay, let's look at CBN. Emefiele says banks to blame for scarcity of new Naira notes. Banks to blame for the scarcity of new Naira notes.
Actually, this is what has been tying me in this flawless government. How can a central bank telling us to blame a commercial bank? According to what we read in commerce, a central bank controls the commercial bank.
It is the bankers' bank.
Yeah, the bank, the bankers. But I didn't see. You see what they are telling us. Who is the who owns the policy? Who control them? Is it individual? Is it citizen? Are you not the one in charge? Why are you now shifting blame? These APC governments, I'm tired of them. Senseless. I don't see why you will not accept your responsibility and discharge it with sincerity. That is the problem we are facing. APC has nothing to offer to Nigeria. They just want to inflict pains on Nigerians. That is what I can say.
There was an extension, but the CBN will still collect the old Naira notes.
Yes, because of the pressure, you said 10. After the 10, if you still have that old note, you take it to central bank. They don't know how to operate a government. You see, when PDP was there, we changed the currency, and it was nothing like this. This is not the first time Nigeria is changing.
I think the denomination from 50 Naira.
Yes, now.
No, 100 Naira, 50 Naira, 20 Naira, 10 Naira, 5 Naira.
We introduced 1,000.
That was Soludo.
We introduced 1,000. And we did it perfectly. Economy nothing was changed. And nothing affected the common man. Because they have this thing. Look at their candidate. Does he have anything upstairs? Somebody that called it, they can't even know remember what is happening. Calling a Atiku that has never been a Senate
president.
He's calling him Senate president. Is that the person who want to entrust our government to govern over 200 million?
Okay, PDP campaign council says that Tinubu's threat against the Akwa Ibom governor affirms his autocratic tendencies.
Yes, he's frustrated. He frustrated them effort because he knew he doesn't have anything in South South. But when he just get to the podium, that thing just speak to him, his senses, just to be abusing, saying jargon. Instead of him to face, so do your manifesto, let people know what you have for them. The next thing is just saying jargon, trash all about.
Okay, thank you very much, Honorable. God bless you.
Thank you.
I have Mr. Felix.
Well,
I'm getting some PDP vibes here this morning.
Well, it's good that you get some PDP vibe because this is our month. We are taking over Nigeria. We are taking over Nigeria.
Are you talking as a prophet or as a politician?
I am talking as a prophet and I'm also talking as a party member. You understand? And that's why I'm very happy and so excited that we have 24 days to the election.
Countdown.
24 days to election. And I see that there is hunger in the land. There are a lot of things in the land. When you are not prepared and you take a position, you are bound to fail. That's what is happening to APC.
Let's look at this. The Osho election, the Beavers issue and overvoting. Do you still have confidence in this presidential election?
Okay, let me give you. I'm going to give you a genesis of. Go and check all the APC governors. Go and check all the election the APC governors have won. They have come all through from court. You understand? And I know in that Osun State, Adeleke won the first election. They just let it be. Everybody know. This second election, he won. And we are in the world. Listen, we are in the world with the beaver. With the beaver, people that are credited is more than people that voted. There's an issue there. There's a lacuna there. If you see the two-man judgment, one did not, he said lie, that there's something wrong there. With these people, let me tell you the truth. PDP are going to sue INEC because we are going to appeal court. We've already gone to appeal court. PDP are going to sue INEC. You understand? The man that is using money to bribe.
Which man?
You know the man now is Jagaban now.
Who is
Jagaban?
Who is Jagaban?
It's Sunumbu. You understand? How you see that cap? That 8. How he anchor people in Lagos. He cannot anchor people in Osun State. I am telling you the truth. The people are wiser now.
You are in Lagos.
I'm in Lagos. I'm not. I am not an APC member. That's why I can speak freely. People like Kunle, they have anchored Kunle.
Where's Kunle?
Kunle is not here. They have anchored Kunle. Because of what? How can Jagaban will say he will bring out an handkerchief and say confess soon. He will hold the handkerchief and put it back to his pocket. What an insult! What an insult! It's an insult on the negotiation.
Okay, let's look at other reports here this morning. Banks to blame for scarcity of new Naira notes. That's from Emefiele.
Emefiele is actually right. Emefiele is actually right. Number one, when the policy started, what the major aim and objective is to checkmate the excess money in these useless politicians. And now they're going to do it is to checkmate them. The Minister of Finance was sidelined because it is between the president and the CPN governor and the man in charge of the mint. All these things were done intelligently and they pushed it out. When the CBN, the first policy came, pay across the counter. Listen up, pay across the counter. The big folks, the big people, the big politicians, hijacked that money. They went to the MDs of the banks and hijacked those money. And some of them can collect 10 million, collecting that good of money. And that money could not circulate. Then the MPs had another meeting and said, for us to stop this, For us to stop this, we need to do another policy, and that policy is that all banks must put the new notes in the ATM, and that we should not pay across the counter. You understand? They should not pay across the counter. And the reason is that is why a lot of people are suffering. But CBN has told the Nigerians that we have 30,000 super, some of their agents that are dispatching money out. Why I'm not happy is that the Nigerian citizen would have not cried for extension. They would have not cried for extension. By today, that new note would have flooded our banks. You understand? That new note would have flooded our bank. With this extension, you understand? With this extension, they don't want to pour out the money yet. There's a place in Lagos here. There's a place in the States where the old note they are stolen, they are stopped, they are pied. It is in the midnight they share it. They can call Christian. You are a lawyer party member. You are a lawyer party member. We'll give you 1 million. We'll give you 1 million. Go and deposit it in your account. Your own commission there is 200.
That is what they are doing now.
That is what is going on now. Because if you check at the Senate, you check at the governors, all of them are crying that in the rural area, in the dark. It's a lie. The issue on ground is that the politicians are the people that hoard our money.
Okay, how can CBN resolve this issue?
Well, CBN have given us the policy. CBN have told us that this is the way forward. Nigerian citizens should be patient. Should be patient. Even after on the 10th, they said they will still be collecting the old notes. And I believe that this new currency will flood the whole Nigeria. It will flood the whole Nigeria. And this is just what my comrade have just said. One of my comrades said that they don't know how to manage the economy. When you get something by chance and you do not plan for it, you will fumble. And that's what is affecting APC government. Okay. If you are not in ATM queue, you will be in fuel queue. If you are not in fuel queue, you will be in PVC queue. And look at everything. The president is not even addressing the issue. The president is not even talking anything.
Okay.
And that is what is killing Nigeria.
Okay. Thank you very much, Mr. Good morning, ma.
Wait, madam. Madam, back off. Madam, Madam.
Come. Yeah, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Christian. Happy New Month. And to my esteemed fans across the globe, Happy New Month.
Okay, let's look at banks to blame for scarcity of new Naira notes. That's Emefiele making that revelation.
Banks should be blamed for that, and so how does that solve the problem?
Nigerians are looking for a new Naira note, so they are looking for an explanation to what is happening. They said these banks have been giving money, yet we have seen that we have seen the new Naira being used in parties. What we saw being stamped on people at parties were packages of the new Naira notes, which means the banks had breached certain aspects of the guidance given to them.
I do agree with Emefiele to some extent, because the reality that most of the banks are not sincere, and they use it as a way of course, merchants. The higher bidder takes it all. So I was somewhere and we had group about 2 people we are discussing. They said a man walked into one of the banks, one of these new generation bank, and paid 5,500,000 to be given 5 million of the new notes. So the bank manager and his account officer takes home the 500,000. With such, they can consider, of course, the masses who might not patronize them to that effect. You know, they consider it as a business opportunity, a window for them to make illicit money, which shouldn't be so in a sane and ideal society, in a society where uh, system works. You don't deprive the people of the right to work in any commercial bank and take what belongs to them. It's unfortunate that in this country, everything is being exploited. People are looking for opportunity to exploit at the slightest opportunity
Yeah.
their fellow countrymen. So if CBN said they are visiting, they should visit here, but here. All those banks are not doing the right thing. You see, it's unfortunate that we have seen ourselves in this mess, and that is the reason why I continue to maintain that Nigeria can never be good with a crop of corrupt individuals, not just within the political arena, even in private sector. You can imagine bank managers and MDs are taking undue advantage of the masses. When you see people piling up, queue, some will stand for more than 3 hours. For what? Just to make a withdrawal. Not that they are begging the banks to give them loan or to give them money, but these are their own hard-earned money in this most excruciating economic environment. It's so unfortunate that I wouldn't blame Emefiele. Truly, he has done what is needed to be done. But the bank's managers and most of the bank's account officers are taking undue advantage of that and creating a scene that shouldn't be. A scenario that to paint the CBN governor a bad name. They have done what they should do, but why I have to blame the Emefiele and his monetary policy, they should match their words with action. If you claim you have done the needful, then follow up. Involve the DSS, the EFCC. But unfortunately, the EFCC are not even.
Bank Naira no sabi. They are not giving. You collected salary. Cry, make Buhari hear you. Cry. Okay, you have collected your salary.
If there's no money, give me. Oh God. I don't give better. See my salary. I work for that 1 year now, but they don't give me my salary.
Give me your impression.
I'm not a person.
Which bank?
For Prodi Bank here.
Fidelity.
When I go there, there's no money. Make us go transfer.
But they see people collect money inside bank.
Yeah, people they collect money for ATM.
Okay.
You don't have ATM.
I don't have ATM. Since me, I live inside bank. Now they collect the money.
What's what make government do now?
The money, the one make a government do. Make money come out. Make my money come out. My salary.
So that means you don't get money at all.
I don't get money at all.
You don't get any cash at all.
I don't get any cash at all.
But you have money.
Yes, I have money for bank.
That's the situation. That is what we are facing. Thank you.
The government will hear it and
You get government
as a woman,
You have government. Where is the capacity?
I will call the attention of the. My name is Chigo Zenji, and they will have to hear.
Let me
Thank you, sir.
let me get your number.
My number for.
Just type your number here.
I know it's a bit up.
That means this monetary system cannot work. Because many Nigerians cannot operate
Yes,
that kind of system.
thank you so much. You can hear from one of the elder statesmen here. You see, the area the government did not put into cognizance is the fact that not everybody has the idea of internet. and can, of course, access internet or the use of cards.
Yeah.
Some people might want to make withdrawals with the counter check at the what did you call it again?
ATM.
No, not at the ATM, at the counter.
Okay,
People
the
might
counter,
want
yeah,
to
okay,
make
yeah.
withdrawal with their counter check. So how do you now instruct the banks not to uh, give them money that they must go through ATM? Why? Where on earth does that happen? You didn't consider, of course, the plight of the people before carrying out this policy.
Okay.
So you can see the elder statesman who said he had worked for 31 years, only going to the counter to take some money for the upkeep of himself and his family, but they turned him down, and he's nothing, of course, nothing for him as it stands now. But he has some money, of course.
You can't access
The
money.
salary has been paid, but he cannot access it. But he is not connected to internet. He doesn't have the option of making use of ATM. You can't force the people, everybody, at the same time, and subject them to such level of inhumanity. Is unacceptable. I think the CBN should have a rethink in that aspect. They can also set a limit on how much you can be paid at the counter. They said an individual should be not more than 500,000,
Yeah, I agree.
while corporates should not exceed the 5 million benchmark. So for the like of this man now, what becomes his fate? And how do he, of course, cope up with the situation? Should he go hungry and die? And these are for people who has money in the bank, let alone for you that, do you have any balance in the bank, Mr. Christian?
I have 2,000.
You're even richer than Chigozendi, but you can't imagine.
I have 2,000.
I don't even have any balance in the bank, let alone talking of withdrawal. So what becomes of me and my family is
The
very
Lord is your
unfortunate.
strength.
The Lord is my strength. He has been my strength. Otherwise, you would have had the unimaginable. But that notwithstanding, we are not here to entertain you. What the government of Nigeria lacks is the public feedback. Our culture of the culture of feedback there is nothing to write home about.
Yeah.
To first feel the impulse of the people before pushing out some harsh policies. You should have a reconsideration. Know what the people feel first. Sample the opinions of the people and know how to adjust your policies. You can't sit down. Of course, CBN Governor Emefiele has no reason, of course, no cause for alarm. Whatever money he needs he's the one in control of the money. So you should also consider the masses at the grassroots who has nobody to come to their own rescue. It's unfortunate. This country is a country where I see lawlessness, where I see where governments rise up at all times to make policies not considering the pains and the economic negative impact it might create on the masses. It's so unfortunate. Look at queue piled up. I mean,
Not only banks, even at the
endless
station, at the
endless
filling
queues.
stations. Filling stations also.
Not alone. Police station is another tsunami. It's nothing to come by. How can you be stopping? Whatever you do, you queue up picking up your PVC. You queue up wanting to collect your own money. In a country, what kind of useless country is this, your Nigeria? Why should you continue to be subjected to such level of inhumanity? Must people die suffering? Look at that man, how frustrated it is. And you allow an old man who has put 31 active service years to the sole country that have rejected him. And he made a pronouncement that it will never be well with Nigeria. Did you hear him make that? And you think he's joking? He's been denied his own sweat, his own sacrifice. And some group of people are sitting there at the leisure, at the expense of the masses. Will Emefiele feel the impulse of the people at the grassroots? You keep on making blame games and all that. That can't solve the problem. That's why I maintain that this country should be dissolved.
We're in election
It
month. Oh.
seems, what has that to do? Election month, of course, a validation of the fair system. What impact has this made? We thought when we are almost combatant with the problem and the suffering the Buhari regime has subjected us. When you mean Buhari, Osubanjo is there. The Jagaban that brought him, single-handedly brought him to power, is also there. So he can't be absorbed of that impunity reigning in this country. So let Nigeria be divided. It seems that the plurality of this country cannot be managed by these political elites who appears over time to be clueless and, of course, run out of idea how to govern the country of this nature.
Okay.
This is not how things should be run. You should have a short-term plan to cushion the effects of this mishap and this pain and untold hardship you have brought upon the people. People are suffering of hunger, are suffering of economic mishaps. You still want to add burdens upon the burden that is already destroying, weighing them down. It's unfortunate, and look at this man was not happy. And you think that God will be happy.
There was a woman yesterday also.
And it's unfortunate, and I really pity for this country and what could be a way forward. It's only the disintegration of this country. It is a right. It is my inalienable right to decide. And of course, having been engineered by, of course, the Biafran agitators, these are the reasons why they saw that Nigeria was not working. Rather than sticking on something that is not working, you have to pull out and redefine yourself and rediscover yourself and move forward. You do likewise taking the same, of course, approach.
Okay.
But how committed they are to this call is something, a subject of discourse.
Okay, thank you very
Maybe
much.
some other time.
Magic, because you have my sister. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Ebe Kino, Viana. Come now. Yeah, good morning. You have something to say about what is happening?
Yes.
Yeah, let's look at the new Naira notes, the scarcity, and what people are going through.
First and foremost, I want to thank God Almighty for preserving our life, because it's not by our power, neither the power of the president. All what I want to tell all Nigerians is to be aware that evil has come upon the face of Nigeria. And God is demanding that we should fast from 1st February to 3rd February, fasting and prayer. Because this new Naira change is for evil intention. It's for selfish interest. Number one, the president, his duty is to supersede the affairs of the citizen. And right now, the citizens are crying, dying. They have money in the bank and they cannot withdraw. Aside that, our fuel was 96 Naira when the former president left. But the fuel price is presently 84 Naira, while others are selling for 500. And the president is watching all this and is not touched. What I'm telling all Nigeria to be aware, because the president of Nigeria has prepared evil to take over this country. And for example, the way he's planning evil, PDP being Atiku, they have prepared, the president has prepared to put Atiku there. And to carry
The president has prepared to put Atiku there.
Atiku there. Shetima, who is in APC, is just a figurehead. APC should be aware. Tinubu should be aware. Shetima is working hand in hand with Atiku and with the president. I don't think this election will be successful, because the way Nigeria is going, the power should not go to the north, because it will be worse than this. We are talking about hunger, but after the election, we will not be talking about hunger. You'll be seeing dead people everywhere. Investors are running away from Nigeria because they are scared. And secondly, the children of Nigeria, their parents, they cannot withdraw money to feed their children.
Yeah. You cannot withdraw money. You can't access money anywhere. Emefiele is blaming the bank. He said the banks are to blame for the scarcity of the new Naira notes.
Some people are making mistake by blaming the CBN governor. Let's take one illustration. I'm a godfather, and I will ask my son, go and find trouble to somebody passing on the road, while I will be there to secure him. Immediately my son find the trouble. When they start beating him, I will not show, and I will remove my son there, meaning the CBN governor does not have the power. He's just a figurehead. It's Buhari that is controlling him. But Buhari is controlling him to do whatever he says. The man does not have power. He's a worker, while Buhari is the owner of the work.
Okay. Are you voting? Are you going to vote?
Yes,
Why are you
I'm
voting
voting.
for? Why are you voting for? You don't disclose it?
The person I want to vote for, let's take one illustration.
Okay.
I was a core member when Fashola was governor of Lagos State. After his governorship, Ambode become the next governor of Lagos State. I have watched their work, and I have watched their commitment to the affairs of Lagosians. I was expecting Fashola because I know that he would do well. And I was expecting Ambode. I saw what he did in Lagos State. Everybody's proud of them. And right now, the three people I'm seeing, Tinubu is good. But who I'm expecting is three people, Fashola, Ambode, and Obi. But I'm seeing only Obi. He's the one that I will vote for. Because I am not from Anambra State. But if you go to Anambra State, you will see that he has revived Anambra State to 100%. Based on that, I believe that when he come to Nigeria, with his humbleness and commitment, he will do greater than what he has done in Anambra State.
Okay, do you trust in the electoral system?
I do not trust the electoral system because these people, Buhari, have planned everything to subdue the opponent. Changing up this money is for evil intention, like I said earlier. So I want to say one thing. There is nothing wrong. There is nothing wrong to change the Naira note. But one thing is certain. The person that is changing the Naira note, how faithful he is. The same body that want to change Naira note for politicians, because of politicians, he's number one that carry 4 billion to go and give to Chad and Niger for their security to buy car. Why the country that produce the money, which is Nigeria, is lacking security every day. People are being killed. Even some people in outside land, they will leave 4 a.m., 1 a.m., they will kill them. So he's not qualified to implement the law because he's the number one suspect. That is number one. Number two, I read in the news where he took 60 billion. According to the statement, he took 60 billion for sick pension. Him, others, and Osibanjo. So the same person is not accusing politicians over money. Nothing is wrong in changing the money. But the question is, the person that wants to change the money, how faithful he is. He's the worse than the politician. At the same time, they are the one controlling finance house. No Igbo, no Yoruba. It's only Fulani. Hausas are there. They don't allow anybody. This is Nigeria. We believe all are one. This election should be turn by turn. Buhari has rule. He doesn't supposed to drag the power to the north again if he doesn't have evil intention. Mind you, the article which is in PDP, we are not talking about party. We are talking about the individuals coming for this presidency. Number one is that they have the article has deployed people from different parts of the world, Burkina Faso, Mali, Senegal, and other parts of the country with authentic voters card, while Nigerians do not have voters card. For example, they are the one that's controlling this voters card. In 2011, they make sure they come to door to give people their voters card. Go everywhere. You will see people's voter cards in the gutter, in anywhere. Even the thing that surprised me most, all the Hausas that used to beg, all those women that used to beg, I have close relationship with them. When we are saying, we will vote for APC, he said, no, it's article. That means Hausa people, there's one bond they have. They always be in unity. And whoever that they want, all of them will be saying it. They will be saying it. But if somebody that is begging, that does not work, will have voters card, what are people that go up and down to take their voters card, they don't have it. I want to tell you, I don't want Magomaga. I want all Christians round the world. God is saying it, whether you have prayed beginning of January or you have fasted. God is saying, call unto me in the times of trouble. I will answer. Nigeria should not look at this election as a joking matter. This is not joking. When it will happen, nobody should blame God. I'm warning all Christians, including those who are not Christian. Please, people of the world, pray for Nigeria and to worsen the situation. This election, in 10 days, which the Naira note will expire, Buhari has planned evil. We should be aware. In Lagos State, we are staying. You can see in the midnight, you see them patrolling up and down. I don't know what the security of Lagos State is doing to monitor what is happening in Lagos State. Buhari is bringing people from different parts of the world. If you see them, let them come. And we say, I'm not afraid of anybody. They say, greater is he that is in me than those that is in the world. I can never be afraid of any human being because God we are serving is a spirit. He's the one that created everyone. And he has made every substance available for us to enjoy.
Okay, thank you very much, man. Thank you. God bless you. I have a Mazi rap. Okay, we have more time. We have more time. Good morning, Mazi rap.
Good morning. Good morning, Christian. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for watching. Thank you for watching always.
Yeah. Another man came here this morning. You saw that one?
Yeah, someone complained. Same complaint. Mama lodged here yesterday that the bank denied him his right to withdraw his money.
You have money in bank and you can't even get
He has money in the bank, but to withdraw it back is not possible. So that's a common policy now. Nigerians are gnashing their teeth now over this excruciating, state or situation. So let me tell you, this is a bad policy, and we know that the federal government of Nigeria are targeting some of his political opponents. Even some opponents who are within his party are still his opponents.
opponent in his party.
I'm telling you, an opponent in his own party who is supposed to be his friends because they are in same camp, but still they are opponents. So you see the issue, bordering on this Nigerian politics. I told you that we are playing different politics in Nigeria apart from what is happening in outside the world. Let me tell you, if President to be Tinubu is fighting many opponents within the same party they are in his own camp. Let me tell you, El-Rufai is an opponent to Tinubu. Ask me why. El-Rufai hates Tinubu with passion. El-Rufai visited Lagos some time ago. After looking at Lagos and watching, and he made a conclusion that we Lagosians are fools. He called us fools. He said, how could one person pocket all of us, swallow all of us inside his stomach? He said, we are fools. He called Tinubu. He said, why? He went back to Kaduna. El-Rufai since then has not been able to reconcile.
He went to Chatham House,
Yes.
El-Rufai went to Tinubu to Chatham House.
It doesn't matter. Those are people that are following Tinubu to destroy Tinubu. On getting to Chatham House in England, why not call him closer and address him and say, talk as much as you can. It's a simple English. If they ask you how to build economy, be very careful to enumerate how you are going to do it. One by one. Enumerate how the points. Do you understand? Bordering on how you are going to create a powerful economy in this country if you win elections. This is what you say on security. This is what you say on infrastructure. Stop referring all those questions to Alake, to me, El-Rufai, and to other people. Be careful. You went there. They are the one that plan it. Any question they ask you, direct it to me so that Buhari will what? So that Tinubu, will woefully fail. And actually, El-Rufai and his colleagues, they succeeded on destroying Tinubu. Don't you see that Shetima again is one of the points that Tinubu will go down in this election? Tinubu will not win election. Who is the person of Shetima? Kachim, Shetima. Shetima was the former governor of Borno State, who is the current senator serving now. Listen. Kabiru Sokoto, the bombing of Madala Church. You know about the bombing?
I know Madala.
Yeah, thank you. Church bombing, Catholic church that was bombed in 2011. Everybody listen. Who was the key actor of that bombing? The key actor of Madala church bombing was Kabiru Sokoto. Kabiru Sokoto was declared wanted for how many months until he was finally discovered at the residence of Kachim Shetima. Kabiru Sokoto was arrested in his compound. He was keeping him. Are you listening now? Chetima is having terror case in the courts, with the courts. I'm telling you, the correct person that is trying to deputize with Ahmed Tinubu is having court case bordering on what? On issue of terrorism. The bombing of Mandela Church on 24 December 2011. Kabiru Sokoto, the key actor of that case, that crime, was discovered and arrested in Chetima's compound. You see it? The same person deputizing Tinubu. These Hausas, these Fulanis, these dangerous Kanuri tribes, they have a way of bringing somebody down. They carry people that are so bad in politics in the north, gather all around Tinubu so that they will make sure that Tinubu goes down. Chetima, the deputy, the vice president of Tinubu, is culpable of what? Terrorist crime, terror, insurgency. He is the one everybody believe that brought insurgency in the northeast. He is the one everybody believe that was housing Kabiru Sokoto, the first terrorist to have attacked church in Nigeria, Catholic Church, on 24 December. Many people were killed. The key suspect of that crime was discovered and arrested in Chetima's compound. What are you telling me? And the cell is following Tinubu around, bringing Tinubu down, aligning with Atiku and his camp to make sure that Tinubu will not win, to make sure that presidency will not come to the southern Nigeria. You see techniques. You see scheming. How the North are using these dangerous people, politicians, to make sure that presidency still remains in the North.
Okay, let's move on. We have banks to blame for the scarcity of new Naira notes. That's Emefiele.
The bank, he said he's going to blame the bank, but he has not come out with good points, reasons why we should blame the commercial banks. Commercial banks, they have no say. Any issue bordering on banking policy is from the apex, the topmost bank, that's the CBN. I didn't understand. Redesigning of Naira is not from Tony Lumelu. Either is it from P2B, Fidelity Bank. Are you listening to me? So let me tell you, Onwigbe, Access Bank, and Diamond Bank, let me tell you, all problems about scarcity of Naira lies on the head of
the bank's money. But it's not
Who
circulating.
said so?
That's
How much
Emefiele.
did they give to bank? Were you there, Christian? I was not there. I want to collect money yesterday. UBA ATM were all lifeless and not fortunate. I went inside. They said, nah, don't cause trouble here again. The only thing we could give you is 2,000 Naira. I dashed outside the bank. I dashed out immediately. I went to FCMB. FCMB was what? Paying their ATM. That's why actually, Christian, I could believe you that CBN gave them money. Are you listening? First Bank was paying. FCMB was paying. Sterling Bank was paying. But UBA has never paid any money since.
I use UBA also. UBA has not.
You were there too. Since then, I've not cashed out any money. What I receive from UBA every day is insult, intimidation, insult. Are you listening to me? So the reason why I could not cash out from either Sterling Bank or FCMB is most of those banks that are paying rejects other banks' ATM. Then, let me tell you, on getting to FCMB, I waited. There are over 50 people ahead of me. But the issue is that is network over there fast. FCMB network crawls like snail. Snail network. More than snail. You will press proceed. You will wait. Proceed. It will bring out another issue again. You will press. You will wait. And there were more than 60 people ahead of me. So how am I going to wait? Until 4 o'clock I went there. Madam, are you sitting here? I say yes, mom. Oh yes, my friend. I've been here since morning. Madam, this is 4 o'clock. Before you know it, before 4:30, the MTN machine went blank. It went off. So today we will continue again. Emefiele, commercial banks, Emefiele this time symbolizes Central Bank of Nigeria. Commercial banks, Nwigwe, Elumelu, Obi, and the rest of them. I think they should do something to help us. Because everybody, look at the old man, he came. Old woman came yesterday. He complained. All of us, we show pity. We gather money here. After Christian gave his own out of benevolence and matu, I and other people went to the backyard there with Chigoze. We gather money and give the woman. You see it? Not that we have enough, but we are doing this thing to see that we have helping, we offer helping hand to people. Okay, today now, I don't know what to give to this man again. Because I was telling Christian, what can we do? I went to Chigoze, what can we do with the man with Matu? They say we don't have. We don't have. No Naira note. No Naira note. No Naira note. Since then, UBA has not given me no Naira note. It was only one POS woman at Abiokta Street that gave me no Naira note. I don't know what I understand. And what if I have no Naira note? Am I going to decorate it, use it to decorate my house? Or should I be watching it? Oh, this is no. It is for spending. I didn't understand. So nothing now. This old woman that came this morning, I landed down with Matthew, you, and Chigoze and Lucky. Thank God we could not even contribute to give because for us to have cash at hand now is proving very hard and difficult.
Big one.
I didn't understand.
Tinubu in Anambra State, the crowd was massive. You saw that masquerade. You saw the masquerade. It was massive.
Yeah, Tinubu went to my state, to tell them what he could do for them. Anyway, he comes out with many promises. At least he promised to industrialize my state. He promised to tackle the long-time issue we have in Anambra State. Anambra is a red sand state. Erosion, Guli. Tinubu promised us that he's going to tackle erosion, he's going to stop it, But if you ask me, I was telling myself, you are going to stop erosion in Anambra State. When I say if the governor under Abacha could not stop it, and all those military administrators under Abacha, Abdul Salam, they could not stop it. And Obasanjo came and go, B was there, Ngiga was there, Mbadinuju was there. Etiaba Dame. I know most of you have forgotten the first female governor in Anambra State, Dame Etiaba. When Ngiga was abducted and kidnapped by Raphael Adige, Etiaba took over there as a governor. All these governors, they ruled that state, they could not solve erosion problem. Don't you think that maybe that is the kind of the texture of soil we have there? Our topography will never ever be or exist without gully erosion. That's why they should have updated Baba that it is our nature. If you stop gully will vex. The earth will not be happy, I'm telling you. It is only the seismologists, I think, understand. I think they are the people that study earthquake. Thank you. They are the one that can tell us, say, whether this thing, we can solve it or we cannot solve it. Erosion has come to stay in Anambra State. I'm telling you, there is erosion in my village. If you look at that one, it's bigger. The width alone is bigger than the width of River Niger. I'm telling you, no house there. You just from my town to another neighboring town entirely. You know the size it took. So Anambra State is a state of gully erosion because of the texture of the soil of that state. Tinubu, that one, 0. He has failed on that promise. Then industrializing Anambra State. Since 1970, no government has been able to come out with that kind of solution to us. We existed on and on, 1971, 81, 91, 2001, 2010, 11, and so on and so forth. Nobody has come to the school Anambra State with industrialization process or promise. Nobody has ever promised us that kind of thing. We, Anambrans, we industrialize our state. We have industrialized our state. Ekole industry, Sekuli, Bishop Imo Konkwo, Michael Konkwo, all those big industrialists in the east. Kostiris, Innocent, and many, many more that people are not hearing their names. They are all billionaires. We have industrialists. They are champions on entrepreneurship in Anambra State. I don't think anybody will come out and promise us industrialization. Why is it that federal government has not come out with any project that look alike, like industrialization in Anambra State? Let alone somebody that has not succeeded on industrializing Lagos State. You want to come and industrialize Anambra State so that you will pocket Anambra State in your pocket and cause trouble among us so that we're fighting ourselves. No, it's not going to succeed on industrializing Anambra State. Baba, promise us good governance. Let Nigeria be good. Let Biafra go. Yes, so that when Biafra goes, you as a president, Oga, we don't need any promise, Christian, from anybody. They have turned their back on us right from 1970 after the war till date. This date is 1st February 2023. Nobody has ever come out from federal level, Iwanyangu, Ato Ezenuko, everybody, all of them in the federal level, at the federal level, has never come out with any project, federal government project, industrialization, whatever, to say Anambra State take. What they do is security vote, allocation that goes back or went down to that state. They pocketed it, they block it, courtesy, Ato Eze and his group. Nothing was coming to that state. Since 1970, I can argue it with anybody. I went to school there. I stayed there put after schooling. Are you listening to me? When in Suka, Enugu, and Anambra were one. I left East. Okay, listen and listen good. Nobody, nothing from federal. Nothing from federal. The only thing that federal government came up with in the olden days is anytime we are taking exam, federal government will send police. You know what? To guard us against Expo, to make sure, say, this Igbo man, this Anambra man, that exam, he really wrote it. He wrote it. He was the one that wrote it, so that we will be failing. There will be failure. Nothing like special center. Special center doesn't work there. Any stringent policy that will press people down is what federal government is bringing to that state. If you know how many times police monitor my exam, me, on examination hall with gun. You don't giraffe, I'm telling you. See, let me tell you, I sat for certain examination in 1982. You cannot giraffe. After writing, you can't cluster around and say, I write A, I choose B, I choose C. They forbid it. They forbid it. Are you listening to me? Nothing like that. Very barbaric. They subjected us to all manner of barbarities from federal government policy. Look, this current man that is ruling Nigeria now, Buhari, he hates me, he hates Anambra, he hates Igbo with passion. And still, look at us today. I'm stronger than Buhari. I'm still existing. And I'm telling you that Buhari is no longer alive. But listen to me, I'm from Anambra State. A gallant man. A man from the richest state in Nigeria. The riches does not come from government. The riches is from individuals. We are giants. We are giants.
Hey, whoa.
Good morning.
I'm on a wall. So because you don't like
I just signed the here story.
So because you don't like Tinubu, you rather suffer. Can you imagine?
That we don't
Someone like Raphael, I can't imagine a man like this of his caliber comes out here shamelessly,
and Odogu like Raphael.
and endorse failures of bad governors on their inability to resolve the erosion in Anambra, to come here and say that he doesn't even want Tinubu to come and resolve Anambra's erosion. It is of proven record that Tinubu tamed Atlantic Ocean. This is not even erosion. Atlantic Ocean. That the federal government, since the 90s, early 90s, have been spending 4 billion naira on an annual basis. Just because you don't hate Tinubu now.
That was a federal government project, sir.
That because what? The 4 billion naira was now because he doesn't like Tinubu. He said he would rather continue to have his countrymen. I mean, why he's not in Anambra? He's here in Lagos making money. Oh, how? Rafa, fear God. Oh, haba.
Yeah, he has promised to end the erosion in Anambra State.
Yes, there's only one man that can promise you that because he has done it. It is there, you have seen it. He tamed the Atlantic Ocean. He has turned around a problem to an asset, a liability, a government liability to government asset. You can't disprove that. It is there. Let's take a ride. Let us go to Atlantic Ocean. Let's go to Atlantic. You see Eco City, very beautiful places. I was there in December. I had fun. I enjoyed myself. It's quite expensive, but what do I expect? It has to be expensive. Now me go do it. I need to work more so that I can get more, so that I can live there. You get my point? But the point remains that water, that flood, that is to chase everybody away now, is no more there. You understand? Okay. So I think that's, by the way, it's just a pity that Raphael.
We have more time. Let's do
all right.
to blame for scarcity of Naira notes. That's Emefiele.
Emefiele, like I told you, Emefiele happens to be the worst CBN governor of Ibadan.
Somebody says so on the
Emefiele happens to be the worst CBN governor. Now he went to the House of Reps. He told them, okay, the old Naira note, we'll still collect it even after February 17th. We'll still collect it. What does that mean? That means at least in a way,
the money is still a legal tender because it simply means that as of every
directly to the central bank.
no.
Banks, no.
No. The CBN Act says that you can return the money to banks, commercial banks, or CBN banks.
Only CBN will accept old Naira notes after.
This is Nigerian Tribune. Check another page. It is known that Nigerian Tribune is what? They are partisan and they are known to be against. No, who Nigerian Tribune belong to? No, Nigerian Tribune belong to.
Is the father of Yoruba now?
I beg you. I beg.
Okay,
You know.
okay. CBN or no CBN, but old Naira notes still to be collected.
Definitely. The only thing is it's going out of circulation. But if I see Raphael, I say, oh yeah, Oga, take and buy Eba. If he takes it to a restaurant, they'll collect it. But if that money gets into the bank, it's not living
I
there.
thought it was going to stand its ground. Now he has extended it twice.
You know, I have told
What's
you.
not the essence
I have
of-
told you
of the
that.
policy?
I have told you that.
Yesterday, you said
You know, I told you these things. You just like I have said that Tinubu will win this thing. But then
that
we
we disagree on.
but,
Daily
but,
Joe.
but first
We
of
agree
all,
on that one, but we
but
disagree
first
on
of
Daily
all, Tinubu has to surmount Buhari. When you see two friends always smiling, they are not telling themselves the bitter truth. Yesterday, Tinubu said, if heaven will fall, let it fall. This 200 to 700 is as a result of what? Unintelligent economic whatever they are. And everybody says it's anti-party. Come on, in civilized worlds, in America, in UK, you see them, even they are the same party, they tackle themselves publicly. It doesn't mean that they're against the party. It doesn't matter. It is now that it is biting hard. 7 years ago, there was never a fuel scarcity. Was there fuel scarcity? No, fuel scarcity never occurred in the last 7 years. In the last 7 years, we never had anything like fuel scarcity. For the past 7 years, we didn't manage this fuel scarcity. And that takes me to the question, if it was an Amechi or an Osibanjo, would it still look at the situation end up like this? If it was Osibanjo or Amechi that emerged as the presidential candidate, will Buhari keep quiet? Will he just stay aloof and watch the economy go down the drain?
So you're saying he's looking at everything and not doing anything?
He doesn't even talk. For crying out loud, he's a penetration minister. So because I am in the same party with you now, because say you dey do something way bad, I know if you talk. Then nobody complains when everything is rosy. Nobody complains when everything is rosy. 7 years ago, we never had fuel crisis. For the past 7 years, we did not have fuel crisis.
When was everything rosy?
No. For 7 years, we did not.
When was everything? When was something?
Since the past 7 years.
Nigeria experienced good governance.
Listen, Tinubu. Listen, there was a time that Tinubu came on board, and he was going close. Let me respond to you.
He gave credence to this.
Let me respond to you. And he went close to the cabinet, but then the cabals, the Fulanis or whoever they are, chased him away. The same thing happened to Oshibanjo. When Oshibanjo was actually bringing some policies that was revamped, what happened? They shut him up. They said that whoever the cabals we have in the presidency shut him up.
You are accusing that
They made him a figurehead. They made him a Fulani. I believe Funigas is a well educated and enlightened man. You understand? It's not someone like Chigoze who is a pro-Biafran, who is someone that we are going to deport anytime from now. You get my point. So thank you very much. Thank you.
Wait, now 1.5 minutes. 1.5 minutes.
Hey, no
Don't worry.
calculator.
What's happening? What's happening? You are viewing the
I feel the atmosphere. The atmosphere is not resourceful because they are confused. The government, the head to the toe, they are all confused.
They are confused elements.
They are bastard elements.
But they are blaming the bank for the scarcity.
Who is the
of-
bank? Bank is not the head of the monetary language now. Emefiele is supposed to be played. Emefiele is a zero man. It's nowhere to be found. It's looking for where to hide, and they can't hide anymore. You can't hide anymore. These are the done. They say 31st is 31st. No going back. Now say 10. Now they say after 10, now more days. So it's nowhere to be found. This language is not positive. It's a negative language because the government is a negative government. Don't you see what is happening? They are biting themselves. They are exposing themselves because their dream has been done. Their time has come to an end. All of them.
Okay, well, the old Naira notes, bank will still collect.
They will still collect it. Where is the new Naira note?
What's not the essence of
See, let me tell you one thing.
deadline?
Naira situation is now uncontrollable. You can't collect money anymore. 1,000 naira, they will collect 300 naira from you. 5,000 naira, 1,000 from you. Your own money. You see what they are taking us to? They are taking us to the last grand hole. That's why I've been telling you that time has come for you and I to push them aside. Oh, push them aside the corner. Because end of their tongue. See now, Tinubu is confessing now. It's now inside of Tinubu is like a fire. It's in hell now. It's in hell. Tinubu is in the bottomless pit. Now Buhari is tormenting Tinubu. And Tinubu is crying. And the deal has been done. And the time is gone. You cry, Emma. Now you are going home. Because Buhari know that he's going to, where is that place? Daura, inside the forest. That Tinubu picking from the forest. And now you don't want to dance to Tinubu toes anymore. Now he's now pushing fire inside Tinubu. And Tinubu is boiling, vibrating. He's spoken the truth. And the truth is late. The truth is late. I've told him a long time ago that Tinubu, you have to be careful of the Hausa, especially the Fulani. A Fulani Tata is a Fulani, no matter who they are. So they are trying to matriculate things to Atiku, and that will not work. Because we are now seeing that things fall apart. They have to go home. Yes, they have to go home for a will to stand. Okay. That Biafra man that make things fall apart. Election month, see what is going to happen. See what is happening. There is a body language that the presidency is telling Tinubu that you go back to your body home. You can't replace me anymore. The time has been gone. So Tinubu is crying. Yes. Indirectly, Tinubu is crying. And you cry like a baby. Time has gone.
Okay.
New era. New era for you and I. The language of you and I. Come out of PVC and the God has already done it for you and I. They go on forevermore. You go to Daura and the other one go to Bodilo. And you and I come to Asurok. We are rich Asurok. It belongs to you and I.
Okay, thank you very much.
You are welcome.
Yes, 2 minutes for Mr. Kule. Mr. Kule, good morning. No, 2 minutes.
Good morning.
I give him 2 minutes.
We give him 2 minutes.
So
yeah,
you came before now.
I went for
somebody else had.
I went for health checkup.
You have told me.
Yeah, I went.
Then I know how to.
So we are buying into the time. What's up, everybody?
PDP did the change of notes, Naira notes, and we didn't have this crisis. Yeah. But this APC government, they changed the Naira note, and we're having crisis. You know, PDP changed 100 Naira, 50 Naira, even introduced 1,000 Naira. But we didn't have such crisis.
Under who then?
Jonathan
and
under
who was the CBN? Who was the CBN governor? That was under. If it is Jonathan, if it is Soludo, that was under Obasanjo. You are not even in tune. You are not supposed to be here. You say Jonathan no change currency. Can you imagine? The people that are coming here today don't even know the event going on. So the way it is, the Kaaba are stepping and the Kaaba are changing the narratives as it is now. And kudos, I'm still saying kudos to Tinubu, right? Some people may not want to hear that name, Tinubu. People like Tunde Okafor, in which I believe he has overgrown this hate speech and bullying. But if he said that's one he wants to start with in this new year, good luck to him. When we are progressing, when we are thinking, you start your yabis, they go, you know. So to me, good. I really appreciate, because this guy said one thing not too long, that when two friends are smiling to each other every day, that means they are not true friends. There's no true friendship in that. But when you face your friend and tell him the truth, and kudos to that boldness Tinubu had, just to challenge them that why is everything coming at the same time? Fuel scarcity and the other ones that Naira change, currency scarcity. As it is now, I think the plan and the people behind that policy, they are so wicked set of people. I'm talking of Emefiele, and if Mr. President, join hand in that kind of hard policy, he himself is a wicked president. So which bank? Who is in charge of the bank? Who has the bank? Is it not who has bank? Who is the one in charge of bank monitoring? Physical. That is why a lot of these people, they are half informed. They are half informed. It's not here to come and start throwing fake news to their people that will assimilate it and say, well done, boy, and rub their head. Tell them the truth. The people who is the head of the bankers, banker of the bankers, who is the banker of the bankers? Is it not CBN? And CBN is in charge of monetary policy. Fiscal policy is under Buhari, and Buhari knows nothing about economy. So he is the one that is selling voodoo, voodoo policy. Voodoo policy is your, I've said it once. You tackle me, you Mr. Matthew, you tackle me that time. But the reality has done. The reality has done on you. The reality has done on you. This guy is disturbing me. So what? Give me what? Why, so they are just blackmailers, all right.
Mr. Kule, 2010, they changed 15 naira. So who was the president 2010? Yeah. So Jonathan. Not Obasanjo. Not Obasanjo. We have confirmed that. But you can't change money now. With that, we have come to the end of the program this morning. Click on the like button. Till tomorrow for another important edition of the program by Sun and Nation. Please, thanks for watching. God bless you. Bye for now.